The Power of Now. Don't Leave Anything for Later. Written and published by Inspire Audiobook. Introduction. How many times have you told yourself, "I'll do it later"? How often have you delayed taking action, thinking there would be a better time? The truth is, later is an illusion, because the only time that truly exists is now. Procrastination is one of the biggest killers of success. We often wait for the perfect moment, but that moment never comes. Fear, doubt, and distractions keep us stuck in the same place, missing opportunities that could change our lives. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is simple. Successful people take action immediately, without hesitation. This book is about the power of now, how acting in the present moment can transform your life. You will learn how to break free from the habit of delaying, overcome the fears holding you back, and develop a mindset that pushes you to take action instantly. Whether it's your career, relationships, health, or personal growth, the time to act is right now. By the end of this audiobook, you won't just understand the importance of now, you will live by it. So, stop waiting. Let's begin now. Chapter 1. Why we delay things. Procrastination is one of the biggest barriers to success, yet it is a habit that almost everyone struggles with at some point. We tell ourselves that we will start tomorrow, next week, or when the time is right, but somehow that perfect time never arrives. Tasks pile up, deadlines loom closer, and stress builds, yet we continue to delay taking action. Procrastination may seem harmless at first, but over time it becomes a major obstacle that holds us back from achieving our true potential. The key to overcoming this habit is understanding why we procrastinate in the first place. Once we recognize the reasons behind our delays, we can take the necessary steps to break free and start acting immediately. One of the biggest reasons we delay things is fear. Fear comes in many forms: fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of making mistakes. We hesitate because we are uncertain about the outcome, and our minds convince us that avoiding action is safer than facing the possibility of failure. This fear often paralyzes us, preventing us from stepping out of our comfort zones and taking the necessary risks to grow. The truth is, failure is a part of life. Every successful person has experienced setbacks, but what sets them apart is their willingness to take action despite their fears. Instead of seeing failure as a reason to delay, we should view it as a learning opportunity that helps us grow stronger and more resilient. Another major factor behind procrastination is perfectionism. Many people delay tasks because they want everything to be perfect before they start. They believe that if they do not have the best idea, the best plan, or the perfect conditions, then it is better to wait. However, perfectionism often leads to endless delays and missed opportunities. The reality is that perfection is an illusion. No situation is ever truly perfect. Those who succeed in life do not wait for the perfect moment. They take action and improve along the way. Instead of striving for perfection, it is more important to focus on progress. Small, imperfect steps forward are always better than standing still and waiting for perfection that will never come. Lack of motivation is another common reason why people procrastinate. Many of us believe that we need to feel inspired before we take action. We wait for the right mood to start working on our goals, but that motivation rarely appears on its own. Successful people understand that motivation is unreliable. Instead of waiting for inspiration, they take action first, and motivation follows. Action creates momentum. The more we do, the more we feel like doing. This is why the first step is always the hardest. Once we push ourselves to start, everything else becomes easier. The key to overcoming procrastination is to stop waiting for motivation and start taking small actions, even when we don't feel like it. One of the biggest lies we tell ourselves is that we do not have enough time. In reality, time is never the issue. Our priorities are. Everyone has the same 24 hours in a day, yet some people achieve incredible things while others struggle to complete even the smallest tasks. The difference lies in how they manage their time. Those who act now focus on what truly matters, while procrastinators waste hours on distractions such as social media, TV, and unimportant tasks. The key is to take control of our time by setting clear priorities and eliminating unnecessary distractions. When we start using our time intentionally, we realize that we have more than enough time to accomplish our goals. Instant gratification is another psychological reason why people delay taking action. Our brains are wired to seek pleasure and avoid discomfort. We naturally prefer activities that bring immediate rewards, such as watching movies, playing games, or scrolling through social media, rather than tasks that require effort but bring long-term benefits. This is why so many people struggle with building good habits like exercising, studying, or working on their goals. However, success requires delayed gratification, the ability to choose long-term rewards over short-term pleasure. The moment we understand this, we can start making better choices that align with our future success. Another reason why people delay things is a lack of clarity. When we don't have a clear goal or a step-by-step plan, we feel overwhelmed, and that leads to inaction. Many times we postpone tasks simply because we don't know where to start. The best way to overcome this is by breaking tasks into smaller, manageable steps. When something seems too big or complicated, our brains resist it. But when we divide it into simple actions, it becomes easier to begin. Taking the first step, no matter how small, is the key to overcoming procrastination. Our environment and daily habits also play a crucial role in whether we take action or delay things. If we surround ourselves with distractions, negative influences, and an environment that does not encourage productivity, we naturally fall into the habit of postponing important tasks. On the other hand, when we create a productive environment by eliminating distractions, setting up clear goals, and surrounding ourselves with action-driven people, we develop a mindset that pushes us to take action immediately. Small changes in our surroundings can have a massive impact on our ability to stay focused and get things done. The good news is that procrastination is not a permanent trait. It is a habit, and like all habits, it can be changed. The first step is recognizing why we delay things. Once we understand the reasons behind our procrastination, we can take steps to overcome them. Whether it is fear, perfectionism, lack of motivation, or distractions, the solution is always the same. Take action now. The more we act, the more confident we become. The more we move forward, the less power procrastination has over us. The secret to success is simple. Stop waiting, start doing, and take action. Right now. Chapter 2. The Science of Taking Action. Taking action is often easier said than done. Many people know what they need to do, but the challenge is actually starting and maintaining momentum. We've all experienced moments when we had the best intentions to begin something important, only to find ourselves stuck in inaction, making excuses, or finding other distractions. So, why do we struggle so much with taking action, and why is it so hard to break the cycle of procrastination? To understand this better, we need to delve into the science of taking action, the way our brains are wired, the psychology behind our behaviors, and how small changes in our actions can lead to massive transformations in our lives. At the core of taking action lies the brain's reward system. Our brains are hardwired to seek rewards and avoid pain. This is an evolutionary trait that helped our ancestors survive in dangerous environments. In modern life, however, this instinct manifests as the tendency to seek immediate gratification. Tasks that are easy and enjoyable, like watching a favorite show or scrolling through social media, provide instant pleasure, activating the brain's reward system. On the other hand, tasks that are challenging, require effort, or involve the possibility of failure, activate areas of the brain associated with discomfort and avoidance. This is why it can feel so difficult to start something new or complete a challenging task. We instinctively avoid discomfort. However, the key to overcoming this is understanding how the brain's reward system works and how we can rewire it to work in our favor. Research in neuroscience has shown that taking action, even if it's just a small step, activates the brain's reward centers. This is why action creates momentum. When we take a small action, the brain releases dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and motivation. This release of dopamine encourages us to keep moving forward, and we begin to feel more energized and motivated. This process is often referred to as action-based motivation. The idea that motivation is a byproduct of taking action, not something that comes before it. So, the more we act, the more motivated we become. Instant gratification is another psychological reason why people delay taking action. Our brains are wired to seek pleasure and avoid discomfort. We naturally prefer activities that bring immediate rewards, such as watching movies, playing games, or scrolling through social media, rather than tasks that require effort but bring long-term benefits. This is why so many people struggle with building good habits like exercising, studying, or working on their goals. However, success requires delayed gratification, the ability to choose long-term rewards over short-term pleasure. The moment we understand this, we can start making better choices that align with our future success. Another reason why people delay things is a lack of clarity. When we don't have a clear goal or a step-by-step plan, we feel overwhelmed, and that leads to inaction. Many times we postpone tasks simply because we don't know where to start. The best way to overcome this is by breaking tasks into smaller, manageable steps. When something seems too big or complicated, our brains resist it. But when we divide it into simple actions, it becomes easier to begin. Taking the first step, no matter how small, is the key to overcoming procrastination. Our environment and daily habits also play a crucial role in whether we take action or delay things. If we surround ourselves with distractions, negative influences, and an environment that does not encourage productivity, we naturally fall into the habit of postponing important tasks. On the other hand, when we create a productive environment by eliminating distractions, setting up clear goals, and surrounding ourselves with action-driven people, we develop a mindset that pushes us to take action immediately. Small changes in our surroundings can have a massive impact on our ability to stay focused and get things done. The good news is that procrastination is not a permanent trait. It is a habit, and like all habits, it can be changed. The first step is recognizing why we delay things. Once we understand the reasons behind our procrastination, we can take steps to overcome them. Whether it is fear, perfectionism, lack of motivation, or distractions, the solution is always the same. Take action now. The more we act, the more confident we become. The more we move forward, the less power procrastination has over us. The secret to success is simple. Stop waiting, start doing, and take action. Right now. Chapter 2. The Science of Taking Action. Taking action is often easier said than done. Many people know what they need to do, but the challenge is actually starting and maintaining momentum. We've all experienced moments when we had the best intentions to begin something important, only to find ourselves stuck in inaction, making excuses or finding other distractions. So, why do we struggle so much with taking action, and why is it so hard to break the cycle of procrastination? To understand this better, we need to delve into the science of taking action, the way our brains are wired, the psychology behind our behaviors, and how small changes in our actions can lead to massive transformations in our lives. At the core of taking action lies the brain's reward system. Our brains are hardwired to seek rewards and avoid pain. This is an evolutionary trait that helped our ancestors survive in dangerous environments. In modern life, however, this instinct manifests as the tendency to seek immediate gratification. Tasks that are easy and enjoyable, like watching a favorite show or scrolling through social media, provide instant pleasure, activating the brain's reward system. On the other hand, tasks that are challenging, require effort, or involve the possibility of failure, activate areas of the brain associated with discomfort and avoidance. This is why it can feel so difficult to start something new or complete a challenging task. We instinctively avoid discomfort. However, the key to overcoming this is understanding how the brain's reward system works and how we can rewire it to work in our favor. Research in neuroscience has shown that taking action, even if it's just a small step, activates the brain's reward centers. This is why action creates momentum. When we take a small action, the brain releases dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and motivation. This release of dopamine encourages us to keep moving forward, and we begin to feel more energized and motivated. This process is often referred to as action-based motivation. The idea that motivation is a byproduct of taking action, not something that comes before it. So, the more we act, the more motivated we become. One of the most powerful ways to harness this principle is through the 5-second rule, a concept popularized by Mel Robbins in her book, The 5-Second Rule. Transform your life, work, and confidence with everyday courage. The idea is simple. When you feel the instinct to act on something, count down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then immediately take action. This simple technique interrupts the brain's automatic patterns and prevents it from overthinking, which often leads to hesitation and procrastination. By counting down, you bypass the part of your brain that resists action and engage your prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for decision-making and impulse control. The key to success with this technique is consistency. When you make it a habit to act within 5 seconds, you train your brain to prioritize action over hesitation. Understanding how the brain responds to action also highlights the importance of small steps. When we look at a large goal or task, it can feel overwhelming, and this feeling of overwhelm often leads to inaction. The brain naturally resists anything that feels too big or complicated. However, when we break a task into smaller, more manageable pieces, we make it easier for the brain to process and act. For example, instead of focusing on writing an entire book, focus on writing just 1 page or 1 paragraph. Instead of thinking about running a marathon, think about running for just 5 minutes. These small steps trick the brain into perceiving the task as more achievable, which makes it easier to take action. As a result, we begin to build momentum, and the larger task becomes less daunting. This concept of breaking tasks into smaller steps is deeply rooted in the science of habit formation. When we repeatedly take small actions, they become ingrained in our daily routines, eventually turning into habits. Neuroscientists have discovered that when we perform an action repeatedly, our brains form new neural pathways that make the behavior automatic. This is why habits are so powerful. They allow us to accomplish things without consciously thinking about them. The more we engage in a positive behavior, the easier it becomes to continue that behavior. For example, if you make a habit of exercising every morning, over time, the action of working out becomes a natural part of your routine. The same principle applies to any area of life, whether it's reading, writing, eating healthy, or working on a project. The more we take consistent action, the easier it becomes to keep going. Another important aspect of the science of action is the role of dopamine in goal achievement. Dopamine is a chemical messenger that plays a key role in motivation, learning, and reward. It is released in the brain when we achieve a goal, and it gives us a feeling of pleasure and satisfaction. This release of dopamine is part of the brain's reward system, which reinforces positive behavior. However, dopamine is not just released when we achieve a large goal. It is also released when we make progress toward a goal, no matter how small. This is why it is so important to celebrate small victories along the way. When we acknowledge our progress, even if it's just completing one task or making one step forward, we activate the brain's reward system and give ourselves a sense of accomplishment. This positive feedback loop encourages us to keep going and take more action. The science of taking action also highlights the power of self-discipline. Self-discipline is often viewed as the ability to resist temptation and stay focused on long-term goals, but it is much more than that. Self-discipline is about making the decision to take action, even when we don't feel like it, and doing so consistently. The brain's prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for decision-making and impulse control, plays a key role in self-discipline. The more we exercise self-discipline, the stronger this part of the brain becomes. Research has shown that self-discipline is like a muscle. It can be trained and strengthened over time. By consistently taking action, even when we don't feel motivated, we build our self-discipline and make it easier to take action in the future. Another aspect of self-discipline that is important to understand is the role of delayed gratification. The ability to delay immediate pleasure for long-term rewards is a hallmark of success. Our brains are wired to seek instant gratification, but true achievement comes from the ability to prioritize long-term goals over short-term pleasures. This is why successful people often make sacrifices in the short term, whether it's working late, passing up social events, or delaying rewards, because they understand that the long-term payoff is worth the effort. Delayed gratification is essential for building habits that lead to success, and it is a skill that can be developed over time through consistent action. To make consistent progress, we must also consider the role of environment in action-taking. Our surroundings play a powerful role in shaping our behavior. If we surround ourselves with distractions or people who do not support our goals, it becomes much harder to stay focused and take action. On the other hand, when we create an environment that supports our goals, whether it's a quiet space for work, a gym membership for exercise, or a study group for learning, we increase our chances of taking consistent action. Studies have shown that people who create environments that align with their goals are more likely to follow through on their commitments. This is why it's so important to surround yourself with positive influences and create an environment that encourages productivity and action. Finally, it's essential to understand the power of mindset when it comes to taking action. Our beliefs about ourselves and our abilities shape the way we approach tasks. People with a growth mindset believe that their abilities can be developed through effort and learning, while those with a fixed mindset believe that their abilities are innate and cannot be changed. Research has shown that people with a growth mindset are more likely to take action, persist through challenges, and ultimately achieve success. By adopting a growth mindset, we can reframe challenges as opportunities for learning and development, making it easier to take action and overcome obstacles. In conclusion, the science of taking action is deeply rooted in the way our brains work. By understanding how the brain's reward system, dopamine, self-discipline, and environment influence our behavior, we can harness these principles to take consistent action toward our goals. The key to overcoming procrastination and achieving success is not waiting for motivation to strike, but taking action first. When we take small steps, celebrate our progress, and build habits of self-discipline, we create a positive feedback loop that encourages us to keep moving forward. So, the next time you find yourself hesitating or delaying action, remember that the brain's reward system is on your side. Take that first step, and the motivation will follow. Chapter 3. Overcoming the fear of action. Fear is one of the most powerful forces that prevent us from taking action. It paralyzes us, keeps us stuck in the realm of what if, and holds us back from pursuing our goals and dreams. It is a universal feeling that everyone experiences at some point, yet it often prevents us from making progress. The fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. These fears create a mental barrier that makes taking action seem daunting. But to truly understand how to overcome the fear of action, we must first explore why fear exists, how it affects us, and, most importantly, how we can move beyond it to start acting decisively in our lives. Fear is a natural response that stems from our evolutionary survival instincts. Thousands of years ago, fear was an essential mechanism that kept us alive. When faced with danger, whether it was a wild animal, a physical threat, or an uncertain environment, our bodies would release adrenaline, preparing us for a fight-or-flight response. This fight-or-flight reaction helped our ancestors make quick decisions to protect themselves. While this instinct was crucial for survival in ancient times, in the modern world, it often manifests in ways that are not life-threatening, yet still stop us from taking necessary action. Whether it's the fear of speaking in public, the fear of starting a new business, or the fear of failing in front of others, the same instinctive fear response triggers hesitation, even when there is no real threat to our well-being. The fear of failure is one of the most common fears that people face when it comes to taking action. The idea of failing, of not living up to expectations, or of making a mistake, holds many people back from starting anything new. They worry that they won't be good enough, that their efforts will be wasted, or that they will embarrass themselves in the process. However, it is crucial to recognize that failure is not the end of the road, but rather a necessary part of success. Every successful person has faced failure, yet they chose not to let it stop them. In fact, failure often provides some of the most valuable lessons. It teaches us what doesn't work, gives us insight into our mistakes, and ultimately leads to growth. The key is to shift our mindset about failure. Instead of fearing it, we must view it as an opportunity to learn and improve. Another aspect of the fear of action is the fear of judgment. We're all inherently social beings, and the opinions of others can weigh heavily on our decision-making processes. When we consider taking action, whether it's putting ourselves out there in the form of a new business venture, a creative project, or even a personal goal. We fear that others will judge us, criticize us, or doubt our abilities. This fear of judgment is often rooted in the desire for external validation and the need to fit in. It can be paralyzing because we begin to place more importance on the opinions of others than on our own desires and goals. However, the truth is that everyone has been judged, and everyone has failed at some point. The most successful people are not those who avoided judgment, but those who learned to ignore the noise and focus on their own vision. To overcome the fear of judgment, we must learn to accept that criticism is inevitable and that it should not deter us from moving forward. The fear of the unknown also plays a significant role in holding us back from taking action. When we step into unfamiliar territory, whether it's launching a new business, taking on a new role, or making a major life change, our brains often react with anxiety and hesitation. We don't know what the outcome will be, and that uncertainty creates fear. Our brains naturally resist uncertainty because it feels unsafe. We crave predictability and comfort, but growth never occurs in the comfort zone. It is essential to acknowledge that the unknown is not something to fear, but something to embrace. The unknown is where innovation, discovery, and progress happen. Every breakthrough, every success story, and every new idea was once an unknown. By reframing the unknown as an opportunity rather than a threat, we can begin to take action without being paralyzed by fear. One of the most effective ways to overcome the fear of action is by breaking things down into smaller, manageable steps. When we look at a big goal or a major project, the thought of tackling everything at once can be overwhelming. This overwhelming feeling feeds into our fear, making it easier to procrastinate and put things off. However, if we break the task down into smaller, bite-sized actions, it becomes less daunting. Instead of focusing on the entire journey, we focus on the next step. For example, if you want to start a business but are scared of the complexity involved, begin by researching your market or writing a simple business plan. Taking these small, tangible actions reduces the feeling of overwhelm and helps build momentum. As we start taking these small steps, the fear begins to diminish, and we gain confidence in our ability to move forward. Another way to overcome fear is by focusing on the process rather than the outcome. We often delay taking action because we fear that the result won't meet our expectations or that we will fail in some way. However, success is not guaranteed, and failure is a possibility in every venture. Rather than fixating on the final result, focus on the actions you can take today. When we are obsessed with the outcome, we miss out on the joy of the journey and the valuable lessons that come with it. By focusing on the process, we shift our attention to the present moment, which allows us to take action without getting bogged down by future uncertainties. Mindset plays a critical role in overcoming the fear of action. Adopting a growth mindset is one of the most powerful tools we have at our disposal. A growth mindset is the belief that our abilities and intelligence can be developed through hard work, learning, and persistence. With this mindset, we view challenges and setbacks as opportunities to improve rather than threats to our self-worth. When we believe that we can grow and improve, we're more likely to take action because we trust in our ability to learn and adapt. The growth mindset helps to transform fear into motivation, as we see failure not as something to avoid, but as a stepping stone toward mastery. In addition to adopting a growth mindset, it is also essential to develop emotional resilience. Fear often leads to negative emotions such as anxiety, self-doubt, and frustration. When we experience these emotions, they can create a cycle of inaction where we avoid taking the necessary steps to move forward. Building emotional resilience allows us to experience fear without letting it control us. It involves accepting our emotions, acknowledging our fears, and still choosing to act in spite of them. Emotional resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks, stay focused on our goals, and continue taking action, no matter how we feel in the moment. Another technique for overcoming fear is to visualize success. When we fear taking action, our minds often dwell on the worst-case scenarios, the failures, the mistakes, and the negative outcomes. This focus on failure amplifies our fear and keeps us stuck. To counter this, we can use the power of visualization to imagine the positive outcomes of our actions. By vividly imagining success and the sense of accomplishment that comes with it, we can create a mental image that motivates us to take the first step. Visualization is a powerful tool used by athletes, entrepreneurs, and high achievers to increase confidence and reduce fear. By envisioning success, we mentally prepare ourselves to take action and overcome the barriers that fear presents. Lastly, taking consistent action is one of the best ways to conquer fear. The more we act, the less power fear has over us. As we continue to take small steps, our confidence grows and our fear diminishes. Action is the antidote to fear. Every time we act in spite of our fear, we prove to ourselves that we are capable of handling challenges. This process of continuous action builds self-efficacy, the belief that we can succeed in future endeavors, even when faced with fear or uncertainty. In conclusion, the fear of taking action is a natural and inevitable part of life, but it doesn't have to control us. By understanding the root causes of fear and implementing strategies to overcome it, we can take decisive steps toward our goals. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, and fear of the unknown are all barriers that can be broken down by breaking tasks into smaller steps, focusing on the process, adopting a growth mindset, developing emotional resilience, visualizing success, and taking consistent action. Overcoming the fear of action requires courage, persistence, and a willingness to embrace discomfort. But once we take that first step, we unlock the potential for growth, success, and fulfillment. The power to act is within us. We just have to choose to act. Chapter 4. Building Momentum. Through consistent action. Momentum is a powerful force. Whether it's in sports, business, or personal growth, momentum can be the difference between success and stagnation. Once we build momentum, things begin to feel easier, progress accelerates, and we find ourselves moving forward with greater ease. However, getting started is often the hardest part, and the key to building momentum lies in taking consistent, intentional action. Momentum doesn't happen by accident. It's the result of small, deliberate steps that over time compound into something much larger. In this chapter, we'll explore how to build momentum in your life by focusing on the importance of consistency, small wins, and leveraging the power of routine. The first principle of building momentum is understanding that consistency is the foundation. Many people get excited about starting something new, whether it's a fitness routine, a new business, or a personal goal. They dive in full force, working hard for a few days or weeks, but then the excitement wanes and they lose their drive. This initial burst of energy often fades because it's not sustained over time. The real secret to success isn't about starting with maximum effort. It's about staying consistent even when the novelty wears off. Building momentum doesn't require extraordinary effort. It requires ordinary effort applied consistently over time. Research has shown that consistency is one of the most powerful predictors of success. For example, athletes don't become champions overnight. They train consistently, day in and day out, over long periods of time. Musicians don't become virtuosos by practicing sporadically. They practice regularly, making incremental progress each day. The same principle applies to personal growth. By committing to a daily routine and taking small, consistent steps, we build momentum that eventually leads to significant results. Whether it's writing a chapter of a book, making a sales call, or working on a fitness goal, the key is to keep showing up, even when you don't feel like it. This consistency is what creates momentum. Another crucial element in building momentum is small wins. It's easy to become discouraged when we set huge, long-term goals that feel overwhelming. The road ahead may seem too long, the challenges too great. However, the secret to staying motivated is to focus on the small wins that occur along the way. Each small step you take, no matter how minor it may seem, adds to the momentum. These small wins give us a sense of accomplishment, boost our confidence, and provide the motivation we need to keep going. For example, if your goal is to write a book, focusing solely on the end result, the completed manuscript, can feel overwhelming. Instead, break down the task into manageable steps. Writing a chapter, completing a page, or even writing a paragraph. Celebrate each milestone, no matter how small, because these small wins are the building blocks of momentum. Each time you achieve a small win, you reinforce the habit of progress, and this creates a positive feedback loop that propels you forward. Over time, these small wins add up to significant accomplishments, and before you know it, you're much closer to achieving your larger goal. Momentum is not only about staying consistent and celebrating small wins. It's also about creating a routine. A routine is the anchor that keeps us on track, especially during the moments when motivation is low. When we establish a routine, we remove the need for constant decision-making about when and how to act. The decision is already made. Routine creates structure and predictability, which helps us avoid distractions and stay focused on the task at hand. Routine builds momentum by turning productive actions into habits, which in turn makes them easier to perform. Consider the morning routine of successful people. Many high achievers start their days with a set sequence of actions. Waking up at the same time, exercising, reading, journaling, or planning their day. This routine sets a positive tone for the day and creates a sense of accomplishment right from the start. By having a routine, they ensure that they're taking action no matter what else is happening in their lives. Routine takes the guesswork out of success. It makes it easier to stay consistent, build momentum, and avoid procrastination. The more routine we can build into our lives, the easier it becomes to keep moving forward, even when life gets busy or overwhelming. One of the most significant challenges in building momentum is dealing with resistance. Resistance is the inner force that tries to prevent us from taking action. It manifests as excuses, distractions, procrastination, or self-doubt. Resistance shows up in many forms, and its goal is to stop us from making progress. The key to overcoming resistance is recognizing it for what it is and choosing to act in spite of it. The more we take action in the face of resistance, the weaker it becomes, and the more momentum we create. The concept of resistance was popularized by author Stephen Pressfield in his book, The War of Art. Pressfield argues that resistance is a universal force that shows up whenever we try to do something meaningful or creative. He likens resistance to a form of sabotage that tries to stop us from doing our best work. The antidote to resistance, according to Pressfield, is simply showing up and doing the work, no matter how difficult or uncomfortable it may feel. This is where momentum comes into play. The more you show up, the easier it becomes to keep showing up. Momentum breaks the cycle of procrastination and resistance, and before long, you'll find yourself moving forward effortlessly. Another powerful way to build momentum is by leveraging accountability. Accountability is a powerful motivator because it creates a sense of responsibility. When we know that someone is counting on us to take action, we are more likely to follow through. This is why people who have a workout buddy or a coach are more likely to stick to their exercise routine than those who go it alone. Accountability can be formal, like working with a mentor or coach, or informal, like sharing your goals with a friend or colleague. The key is to find someone who will check in on your progress, offer encouragement, and hold you to your commitments. In addition to external accountability, it's important to develop internal accountability. Internal accountability comes from within. It's the personal commitment to follow through on the promises you make to yourself. It's about being honest with yourself, setting realistic expectations, and taking responsibility for your own progress. Internal accountability is what keeps you going when no one else is watching, and it's the foundation of long-term success. When you build internal accountability, you become your own best motivator, and momentum becomes self-sustaining. As you work to build momentum, it's essential to remember that patience is key. Building momentum takes time, and it's easy to become discouraged if we don't see immediate results. But momentum is not something that happens overnight. It's the result of consistent action, and sometimes it takes time for the effects of that action to become visible. This is where the power of patience comes into play. When you trust the process and stay consistent, you'll start to see the fruits of your labor. The small steps you take every day will begin to add up, and before long, you'll have built significant momentum. Patience is the key to trusting the journey and believing that no matter how slow progress may seem, you're moving in the right direction. One of the most important things to keep in mind as you work to build momentum is to embrace the journey. It's easy to become fixated on the end goal and to measure success only by the destination. But the truth is, the journey is where the real growth happens. Every small action, every challenge, and every setback is an opportunity for learning and development. When you embrace the process and find joy in the small wins along the way, you'll build the momentum needed to reach your ultimate goals. The destination will come, but it's the journey that shapes who you become. In conclusion, building momentum is about taking consistent action, celebrating small wins, creating a routine, and overcoming resistance. Momentum is a powerful force that can propel you toward your goals, but it doesn't happen by chance. It's the result of deliberate, intentional effort, applied consistently over time. By focusing on the small steps, staying patient, and finding joy in the process, you can create a momentum that will carry you towards success. The more you act, the more momentum you build, and the easier it becomes to keep moving forward. So, start today. Take that first step and let the momentum carry you toward your dreams. Chapter 5. The Power of Focus in Achieving Your Goals. Focus is a critical factor in achieving success. It is the ability to direct your attention to one task, idea, or goal without becoming distracted by other things. In a world that constantly bombards us with information, distractions, and endless opportunities, Focus is increasingly becoming a rare and precious skill. The more focused you are, the more likely you are to achieve your goals. Without focus, we can easily get sidetracked, spread ourselves too thin, or lose track of what truly matters. Focus is the key to harnessing our full potential and creating meaningful progress in our lives. In this chapter, we will explore the importance of focus, how to cultivate it, and how to use it to achieve your most important goals. At its core, focus is about attention. What we pay attention to determines where our energy flows. If we direct our attention towards something positive and meaningful, we increase our chances of success. Conversely, if we are constantly distracted, our energy becomes fragmented and we spread ourselves too thin. One of the biggest challenges in today's world is dealing with constant distractions. The rise of technology and social media has made it easier than ever to become distracted, and this can have a detrimental effect on our ability to focus. Whether it's notifications from our phone, an endless stream of emails, or the lure of mindless scrolling, distractions are all around us. To build focus, we need to create an environment where distractions are minimized and our attention is directed toward the things that matter most. The first step in building focus is setting clear goals. When you have a clear understanding of what you want to achieve, it becomes much easier to direct your attention toward that goal. Without a goal, it's easy to get lost in the noise and chaos of everyday life. Setting specific, measurable, and time-bound goals gives your focus direction. Instead of vaguely thinking about getting better or being successful, you now have a concrete target to aim for. For example, if your goal is to write a book, you would break that goal down into smaller, more manageable objectives, such as writing 500 words a day or completing one chapter per week. By setting these clear goals, you create a roadmap that directs your focus and keeps you on track. Once your goals are set, the next step is to eliminate distractions. Distractions are one of the biggest obstacles to focus, and they come in many forms. Some distractions are external, such as noisy environments, phone notifications, or interruptions from others. Others are internal, such as wandering thoughts, worries, or self-doubt. 2. Cultivate focus. We need to be mindful of the distractions in our lives and actively work to minimize them. This might mean turning off your phone while you work, creating a quiet space for concentration, or setting boundaries with others to ensure you have uninterrupted time for your tasks. It may also mean learning to quiet your mind by practicing mindfulness or meditation. Eliminating distractions helps to create the mental clarity necessary to focus on the task at hand. A powerful technique for improving focus is time blocking. Time blocking is a productivity method where you schedule specific blocks of time for specific tasks. This method helps you avoid multitasking, which is a major productivity killer. Multitasking may seem like an efficient way to get things done, but in reality, it spreads your attention thin and makes it harder to concentrate on any one thing. By time blocking, you allocate specific periods of time to work on a single task, allowing you to give it your full attention. For example, you might block out 2 hours in the morning to work on your book, followed by a 30-minute break, and then another block of time to respond to emails or attend meetings. Time blocking helps to prevent distractions by creating structure and ensuring that your focus is directed toward the task at hand during each designated time slot. Another strategy for improving focus is to prioritize tasks. Not all tasks are equally important, and when we try to do everything at once, we spread ourselves too thin. To maintain focus, it's crucial to prioritize the tasks that will have the most significant impact on your goals. This means saying no to tasks that don't align with your objectives or that can be delegated to someone else. Prioritization helps you concentrate your energy and effort on the tasks that truly matter. The 80-20 rule, also known as the Pareto principle, is a useful framework for prioritization. It states that 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts. By identifying the most critical 20% of your tasks and focusing on them, you can make the most significant progress with less effort. In addition to prioritizing tasks, it's also important to practice single tasking. In a world full of distractions, it's easy to fall into the trap of multitasking. However, research has shown that multitasking reduces productivity and impairs focus. When we switch between tasks, our brains have to constantly adjust and reorient, which can lead to mental fatigue and decreased performance. Instead of juggling multiple tasks at once, focus on one thing at a time. When you give your full attention to a single task, you're able to complete it more efficiently and with higher quality. Whether it's writing, studying, or working on a project, dedicate your attention solely to the task at hand and avoid the temptation to check your phone, emails, or social media. Another important aspect of focus is managing your energy. Focus is not just about where you direct your attention, it's also about having the energy to maintain that attention over time. When we're tired, hungry, or stressed, our ability to concentrate diminishes. To build sustained focus, it's important to manage your physical, mental, and emotional energy. This can be achieved by getting enough sleep, eating a balanced diet, exercising regularly, and taking breaks throughout the day. When your body and mind are well rested and energized, you're better equipped to focus and perform at your best. One technique to help manage energy and sustain focus is the Pomodoro technique. This method involves working in short, focused bursts, typically 25 minutes, followed by a short break. After 4 rounds of focused work, you take a longer break. This technique helps maintain focus by preventing burnout and allowing your brain to rest before diving into the next round of work. The Pomodoro technique also helps to create a sense of urgency, as you are racing against the clock to complete a task within a set time frame. This sense of urgency can boost productivity and prevent procrastination. Alongside physical and mental energy, emotional energy also plays a significant role in focus. Negative emotions, such as stress, frustration, or anxiety, can drain your energy and make it difficult to concentrate. To build focus, it's essential to cultivate emotional resilience and learn how to manage your emotions effectively. This might involve practicing mindfulness, engaging in positive self-talk, or using techniques like deep breathing to calm your mind when you feel overwhelmed. By managing your emotional energy, you can prevent negative feelings from hijacking your attention and stay focused on what matters most. An often overlooked aspect of focus is commitment. Focus requires a deep commitment to your goals and the process of achieving them. Without commitment, it's easy to get distracted or give up when things get tough. Commitment involves not only setting goals, but also taking responsibility for your progress and staying accountable to yourself. It's the internal drive to keep moving forward, even when the path gets challenging or when distractions arise. When you are deeply committed to your goals, focus becomes easier because your attention is naturally drawn to what matters most, and you are willing to make the necessary sacrifices to achieve success. Lastly, it's essential to embrace the power of saying no. In order to maintain focus, you must learn to set boundaries and say no to distractions, opportunities, or requests that do not align with your goals. Saying no is not about being rude or dismissive. It's about protecting your time and energy so that you can focus on what truly matters. It's about making intentional choices that prioritize your goals and well-being over the endless distractions that vie for your attention. By saying no to the unimportant, you create space for what is essential and maintain the clarity and focus needed to achieve your goals. In conclusion, focus is a vital skill that plays a central role in achieving success. It is the ability to direct and sustain your attention on the tasks, goals, and activities that matter most. By setting clear goals, eliminating distractions, creating routines, prioritizing tasks, and managing your energy, you can improve your ability to focus and make meaningful progress toward your objectives. Focus is not something that comes easily to everyone, but it is a skill that can be cultivated with practice and intention. With focus, you can channel your energy into the things that matter most and achieve the success you desire. So, start today by committing to focus on your goals, eliminating distractions, and taking intentional steps toward success. Chapter 6. Overcoming obstacles and staying resilient. Life is filled with challenges. No matter how determined, focused, or disciplined you are, obstacles will inevitably arise on your journey toward success. These obstacles can take many forms: personal setbacks, external difficulties, failures, doubts, or unexpected changes. However, the key to achieving your goals and mastering the art of self-discipline is not about avoiding obstacles. It's about learning how to navigate them effectively. Overcoming obstacles and building resilience is a critical aspect of personal growth, and it is what separates those who succeed from those who give up when faced with adversity. In this chapter, we will explore how to face and overcome obstacles, develop resilience, and stay on track toward achieving your goals, even when the road becomes difficult. The first thing to understand is that obstacles are inevitable. It is important to accept that challenges will come and that no one is exempt from facing difficulties in life. Whether you are pursuing a career, starting a business, or working on a personal goal, obstacles are part of the process. In fact, obstacles often serve as opportunities for growth. It's easy to be discouraged when things don't go as planned, but viewing obstacles as stepping stones rather than roadblocks can help shift your mindset and open up new ways to move forward. Instead of seeing failure or setbacks as the end of the road, see them as part of the journey, a necessary part of learning and growth. When obstacles arise, it's essential to maintain a positive mindset. The way you react to adversity is often more important than the obstacle itself. When faced with a challenge, your thoughts and emotions can either propel you forward or hold you back. A negative mindset can lead to feelings of helplessness, frustration, and self-doubt. On the other hand, a positive mindset can help you find solutions, stay motivated, and keep pushing forward. One of the most effective ways to maintain a positive mindset is to focus on the things you can control. It's easy to become fixated on external circumstances, but often the most important thing you can control is your own attitude and response to the situation. This is where the power of perspective comes into play. Instead of viewing obstacles as insurmountable problems, try to view them as challenges that are temporary and solvable. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this situation? Or, how can I use this obstacle to grow? By reframing the situation in a more positive light, you can begin to see it as an opportunity for growth and improvement. This shift in perspective allows you to approach obstacles with greater resilience and determination, rather than feeling defeated or overwhelmed. A critical component of overcoming obstacles is developing resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity, failure, or hardship and keep moving forward despite setbacks. It is the strength to persevere even when things are tough, and the courage to keep going when you feel like giving up. Building resilience doesn't happen overnight, but it is a skill that can be developed over time. One of the most effective ways to build resilience is to practice embracing discomfort. When you face difficult situations head-on and push through the discomfort, you strengthen your ability to handle future challenges. It's like building a muscle. The more you work at it, the stronger it becomes. Resilience also involves maintaining a long-term perspective. In the heat of the moment, it can be easy to get caught up in the emotions of failure or setbacks. However, maintaining a long-term view helps you to see beyond the immediate challenge and focus on the bigger picture. When you encounter an obstacle, ask yourself, is this obstacle temporary, or will this matter in 5 years? Often, obstacles that seem insurmountable in the moment are relatively small when viewed from a broader perspective. Keeping this long-term perspective helps you to avoid feeling overwhelmed and reminds you that setbacks are just a small part of the overall journey. In addition to resilience, adaptability is another key trait that helps you overcome obstacles. Life is unpredictable, and things don't always go according to plan. The ability to adapt to changing circumstances, to pivot when necessary, and to find new solutions is crucial to overcoming obstacles. When faced with an unexpected challenge, don't be afraid to adjust your strategy, try a different approach, or seek out new opportunities. Flexibility allows you to stay on track toward your goals, even when the path takes an unexpected turn. One of the best ways to foster adaptability is to embrace failure as part of the process. Failure is often seen as the ultimate obstacle, but in reality, failure is an integral part of success. Many of the most successful people in the world have experienced significant failures along the way. What sets them apart is not that they never failed, but that they never gave up in the face of failure. Failure provides valuable lessons and insights that can help you grow and improve. Instead of fearing failure, learn to see it as an opportunity for feedback and growth. Every time you fail, you gain valuable experience that brings you one step closer to success. Perseverance is another important trait when it comes to overcoming obstacles. Persistence is the key to getting through tough times and seeing things through to the end. There will be times when progress feels slow or when obstacles seem insurmountable. However, perseverance is about continuing to move forward, even when the road is difficult. It's about staying committed to your goal, no matter how long it takes or how hard it gets. One of the best ways to cultivate perseverance is to focus on your why. Remembering why you started your journey in the first place can help you stay motivated when things get tough. Whether it's your passion, your family, your desire for personal growth, or your ambition, reconnecting with your purpose can reignite your determination and give you the strength to keep going. To cultivate perseverance and resilience, it's also important to surround yourself with supportive people. Having a network of friends, mentors, or colleagues who encourage and support you can make all the difference when you're facing obstacles. When you're struggling, it's easy to feel isolated or discouraged. Having someone to talk to, someone who believes in you, can provide you with the strength and motivation to keep going. This support network doesn't just offer emotional encouragement, it can also provide practical advice, feedback, and new perspectives that can help you overcome challenges more effectively. In addition to seeking external support, self-compassion plays an important role in overcoming obstacles. When things go wrong or when we face setbacks, it's easy to be hard on ourselves. We may criticize ourselves for not being good enough or for not succeeding fast enough. However, self-compassion involves treating yourself with kindness and understanding, just as you would treat a close friend. It's about recognizing that setbacks are a natural part of the human experience and that it's okay to struggle sometimes. Instead of berating yourself for failure, practice self-compassion by acknowledging your efforts, forgiving yourself for any missteps, and using the experience as an opportunity for growth. Another important strategy for overcoming obstacles is staying flexible and open-minded. When faced with challenges, it's easy to become fixated on a particular solution or way of doing things. However, rigidity can limit your ability to find effective solutions. By staying open-minded and willing to consider different approaches, you increase your chances of overcoming obstacles and finding new, creative ways to solve problems. This flexibility allows you to adapt to changing circumstances and turn challenges into opportunities. Gratitude is another powerful tool for overcoming obstacles. When facing difficulties, it's easy to focus on what's going wrong or what's missing. However, practicing gratitude shifts your focus to what you have and what is going well. Gratitude can provide you with the mental and emotional resilience needed to keep going when things are tough. By focusing on the positive aspects of your life and the progress you've made, you can maintain a sense of hope and motivation, even in the face of adversity. In conclusion, obstacles are an inevitable part of life, but they do not define us. How we respond to obstacles is what truly matters. By maintaining a positive mindset, developing resilience, adapting to changing circumstances, learning from failure, and persevering through difficulties, we can overcome any challenge that comes our way. Obstacles provide us with valuable opportunities for growth, and by facing them head-on, we develop the skills, strength, and determination needed to achieve our goals. Remember, setbacks are not the end of the journey. They are simply part of the process. Stay focused, stay resilient, and keep moving forward, no matter what obstacles you may face. Success is not defined by the challenges we encounter, but by how we respond to them and continue to push toward our goals. Chapter 7. The Importance of Consistency and Discipline. Success, as much as it may seem like the result of rare moments of inspiration, is built on a foundation of consistency and discipline. These two qualities are the bedrock upon which all achievements rest. While talent, intelligence, and opportunities can play a role in success, it is consistency and discipline that ultimately determine whether you will make progress toward your goals and achieve them. In this chapter, we will explore why consistency and discipline are so essential to success, how to cultivate these qualities, and how to use them to propel yourself toward your most ambitious dreams. Consistency is the ability to repeat actions and behaviors in a regular, predictable way over time. It is about making small, steady efforts each day toward a goal, regardless of external circumstances or emotions. Without consistency, even the most well-laid plans will fall apart. It's easy to get motivated at the start of a new project, but what truly sets successful people apart is their ability to keep going when the excitement fades. The reality is that results don't always come quickly. Many of the most significant achievements in life are the result of consistent, day-in and day-out effort, even when progress seems slow or invisible. Consistency creates momentum, and momentum creates success. By sticking with your plans and actions over time, you gradually build a track record of success, even if that success is incremental. Consistency is particularly important in the face of setbacks or challenges. When things don't go according to plan, it's easy to become discouraged and give up. However, those who understand the power of consistency know that setbacks are simply part of the process. They are not the end. They are just obstacles that need to be overcome. By continuing to put in consistent effort, even in the face of adversity, you increase your chances of eventual success. The key is not to get caught up in the setbacks, but to stay focused on the bigger picture and keep taking action. This steady, unwavering effort over time compounds into significant results, often when you least expect it. Discipline is closely tied to consistency, but it is a separate quality in its own right. Discipline is the ability to stay committed to your goals, even when you don't feel like it. It's about doing what needs to be done, even when you're tired, uninspired, or distracted. While motivation can be a powerful driver at the beginning of a task or goal, discipline is what carries you through the long, often difficult road to success. Motivation may ebb and flow, but discipline is steady and unyielding. Without discipline, it's easy to give in to distractions, procrastination, or the temptation to take shortcuts. It requires a high level of self-control, which is not always easy to maintain, especially when the rewards seem distant or unclear. One of the most effective ways to build discipline is to develop positive habits. Habits are behaviors that we perform automatically, without much conscious thought. By cultivating habits that align with your goals, you reduce the mental effort required to stay disciplined. When you make healthy habits a part of your daily routine, they become second nature, and the need for constant willpower diminishes. For example, if your goal is to improve your fitness, instead of relying on the motivation to exercise every day, you can establish a regular habit of working out at the same time each day. Over time, the habit becomes ingrained, and it requires less effort to continue. Similarly, if you're working on a creative project, establishing a habit of writing or practicing at a specific time each day makes the process feel more routine and less daunting. Creating and sticking to a routine is another way to foster discipline. A well-structured routine can help eliminate procrastination by giving your day a clear structure and purpose. When you know exactly what tasks need to be done and when, there's less room for indecision or distractions. Having a routine also helps to prevent burnout, as it ensures that you are making time for rest, relaxation, and self-care, in addition to your work and productivity. Discipline thrives in an environment of consistency and routine, as it allows you to stay focused on your goals without being overwhelmed by the chaos of daily life. One of the biggest challenges when it comes to maintaining discipline is overcoming procrastination. Procrastination is a form of avoidance that can sabotage even the best-laid plans. It's easy to put things off until tomorrow, especially when the task at hand feels difficult or overwhelming. However, procrastination only creates more stress and anxiety in the long run. The key to overcoming procrastination is to break tasks down into smaller, more manageable steps. When you look at a big project all at once, it can feel overwhelming, leading you to delay taking action. But when you break it down into smaller, actionable steps, it becomes easier to start. Instead of thinking, I need to write a 10,000-word report, think, I will write 500 words today. By focusing on small, achievable tasks, you can overcome procrastination and build momentum toward completing larger projects. A powerful technique for overcoming procrastination is the 2-minute rule, which states that if a task will take less than 2 minutes to complete, do it right away. This rule is effective because it helps you avoid the temptation to delay small tasks that can pile up over time. By knocking out quick tasks immediately, you free up mental space and reduce the feeling of being overwhelmed. Additionally, completing small tasks provides a sense of accomplishment, which can motivate you to tackle larger tasks with more focus and discipline. Another critical aspect of consistency and discipline is accountability. When you are accountable to others, you are more likely to stay disciplined and stay on track. Accountability partners, mentors, or colleagues can provide the external pressure and motivation needed to follow through on your commitments. They can also offer support, guidance, and encouragement when the going gets tough. Sharing your goals with others and regularly checking in on your progress holds you accountable and helps to keep you focused on your objectives. Whether it's a friend, family member, or a professional coach, having someone to check in with increases your chances of success. Knowing that someone else is watching and supporting you can help to keep you on track, especially when motivation starts to fade. While consistency and discipline are crucial, it's also important to acknowledge that there will be times when you will stumble or fall off track. Life happens. Sometimes illness, family emergencies, or other unexpected events can disrupt your routine. During these times, it's essential to show yourself compassion and not give up entirely. Perfection is not the goal. Progress is. If you miss a day of work or fall behind on a goal, don't beat yourself up. Instead, refocus, adjust your plan, and get back on track as soon as possible. The key to long-term success is not being perfect, but being able to get up and keep going after setbacks. Embrace flexibility within your discipline. Remember, consistency doesn't mean rigid perfection. It means showing up day after day, even when it feels difficult. Another important element of consistency and discipline is delayed gratification. In today's world, we are constantly surrounded by instant rewards and distractions. Social media, entertainment, and consumerism all offer quick, short-term pleasures that can easily pull us away from our long-term goals. However, true success often requires delaying gratification. It means choosing to invest in something now, whether it's time, effort, or resources, with the understanding that the payoff will come later. This is one of the fundamental principles of discipline, making sacrifices in the short term for long-term gain. For example, you might forgo spending time on leisure activities or indulging in unhealthy habits in order to dedicate time to your work or goals. The rewards of delayed gratification, personal growth, financial stability, health, and long-term success are far more satisfying than any immediate pleasure or distraction. Self-motivation is also a significant factor in cultivating consistency and discipline. When motivation wanes, you must rely on your own inner drive to keep moving forward. Motivation can be fickle, and relying on it as the sole driver of action can be unreliable. However, self-motivation is rooted in your internal values and goals. By connecting deeply with the reasons why you're pursuing a particular goal and reminding yourself of the long-term benefits, you can maintain the discipline needed to continue, even when motivation is low. Developing intrinsic motivation, or a motivation that comes from within, is essential for building lasting success. Finally, celebrating small wins is an important practice for maintaining consistency and discipline. When working toward a long-term goal, it's easy to become focused on the bigger picture and forget to appreciate the small milestones along the way. Celebrating these small achievements helps to boost morale and reinforces the positive habits that you're building. Whether it's completing a difficult task, hitting a milestone, or sticking to your routine for a week, taking time to acknowledge your progress will fuel your motivation and make it easier to continue working toward your larger goals. In conclusion, consistency and discipline are essential to achieving success. These qualities may not always be glamorous or exciting, but they are the key to making steady progress toward your goals. By developing consistent habits, staying disciplined even in the face of setbacks, and maintaining a long-term perspective, you can overcome any obstacle and achieve your dreams. Success is not determined by a single moment of brilliance. It is the result of small, consistent efforts made day in and day out towards something meaningful. So, commit to consistency and discipline and watch as you transform your goals into reality. Chapter 8. Mastering the Art of Focus. In a world full of distractions, maintaining focus has become one of the most challenging yet vital skills to develop. The ability to stay focused on a task or goal without allowing interruptions to divert your attention is what separates those who achieve their dreams from those who never fully realize their potential. Focus is not just about concentrating for a few minutes. It's about the ability to direct your energy toward what truly matters over an extended period of time. Mastering focus is a key component of self-discipline, and it plays a crucial role in accomplishing long-term objectives. In this chapter, we will explore the importance of focus, how to cultivate it, and how to use it to achieve your goals. To begin with, it's essential to understand why focus is so critical to success. Every time you allow yourself to become distracted or shift your attention from one task to another, you waste valuable time and energy. Multitasking may seem like a good idea, but studies have shown that it actually reduces productivity and increases mental fatigue. When we jump from task to task, our brain takes time to readjust each time, which leads to a decrease in efficiency and performance. Focus, on the other hand, allows you to dedicate your full attention to a single task, increasing the likelihood of completing it effectively and efficiently. When you focus on one thing at a time, you can give it your best effort and see it through to completion. One of the biggest challenges to maintaining focus is the constant barrage of distractions in our environment. Social media, emails, notifications, and other digital interruptions are designed to grab our attention, often at the most inopportune moments. The convenience of having instant access to information and entertainment can make it difficult to stay on task, especially when the task at hand feels overwhelming or tedious. However, the key to mastering focus is learning how to control these distractions rather than allowing them to control you. One of the first steps in cultivating focus is to create a distraction-free environment. This could mean turning off notifications on your phone, setting up a designated workspace, or using tools that block distracting websites or apps while you work. By intentionally creating an environment that minimizes distractions, you give yourself the best chance to focus on what matters. Another important aspect of focus is understanding the power of deep work. Deep work refers to the ability to engage in focused, undistracted work for extended periods of time. It's about diving deeply into a task without letting your mind wander or becoming distracted by external stimuli. Deep work allows you to achieve high levels of productivity and creativity. However, achieving deep work requires more than just removing distractions. It also requires a mental shift. In our digital age, we have become accustomed to constant interruptions and multitasking, which makes it difficult to concentrate on a single task for an extended period. To cultivate deep work, it's important to schedule blocks of uninterrupted time in your day and commit to working with full attention during these periods. Start small, perhaps with 30 minutes of focused work, and gradually build up to longer periods as you get more comfortable with the process. One of the most effective strategies for improving focus is to break tasks into smaller, manageable chunks. Often, we struggle to focus because the task ahead seems overwhelming or too complex. The thought of tackling a large project can trigger anxiety or procrastination, leading us to avoid it altogether. However, when we break the task into smaller, more manageable steps, it becomes easier to focus on one thing at a time. For example, if you are writing a book, instead of thinking about the entire 20,000 words you need to write, focus on completing one chapter or even one paragraph at a time. Breaking tasks down helps reduce mental clutter and makes the work feel less daunting. Each small step you complete gives you a sense of accomplishment, which can further motivate you to stay focused and keep moving forward. In addition to breaking tasks into smaller chunks, setting clear, specific goals is essential for maintaining focus. When you have a clear vision of what you need to accomplish and why it's important, it becomes easier to concentrate your energy on achieving it. Vague or ambiguous goals can lead to a lack of direction, causing your attention to wander and your efforts to feel unfocused. On the other hand, specific, well-defined goals provide clarity and purpose. For instance, instead of setting a goal to write more, set a goal to write 500 words by 3 p.m. The more specific your goal, the more focused you can be on completing it. Setting measurable goals also allows you to track your progress, which is an important motivator when it comes to staying focused. Prioritizing your tasks is another important strategy for mastering focus. Often, we get distracted because we feel like we have too many things to do at once. When you have a long list of tasks, it can be difficult to know where to begin, and the sheer volume of work can cause you to feel overwhelmed. The solution to this is prioritization. Not all tasks are created equal. Some are more important or time-sensitive than others. Take the time to evaluate your to-do list and identify the tasks that will have the most significant impact on your goals. Once you've identified your priorities, focus on completing them first, and don't allow yourself to get sidetracked by less important tasks. By focusing on what matters most, you can maximize your productivity and ensure that your attention is directed where it will make the biggest difference. One of the most effective tools for improving focus is the Pomodoro technique. This technique involves breaking your work into intervals, typically 25 minutes of focused work, followed by a short break. After completing 4 intervals, take a longer break. The Pomodoro technique is effective because it helps you stay focused during work intervals while allowing for regular rest and rejuvenation. The idea behind this technique is that our brains can only maintain peak focus for a limited time before fatigue sets in. By working in short bursts and taking breaks, you can maintain higher levels of focus and productivity throughout the day. The Pomodoro technique also helps to prevent burnout by ensuring that you take the necessary breaks to recharge. In addition to breaks, taking care of your physical and mental health is crucial for maintaining focus. Poor diet, lack of sleep, and insufficient exercise can all affect your ability to concentrate. If you want to stay focused, you need to fuel your body and mind with the right resources. Make sure you get enough sleep each night, eat a balanced diet, and engage in regular physical activity. Exercise in particular has been shown to improve cognitive function and increase mental clarity, making it easier to focus on tasks. Taking care of your mental health is equally important. Stress, anxiety, and negative emotions can interfere with your ability to focus. Practices such as meditation, mindfulness, and deep breathing can help you manage stress and keep your mind clear and focused. Mindfulness is another powerful tool for improving focus. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present in the moment, without judgment or distraction. When you practice mindfulness, you bring your full attention to the task at hand, rather than allowing your mind to wander to other thoughts or concerns. This can significantly improve your ability to concentrate and stay focused on the work you need to do. Mindfulness can also help you become more aware of when your attention is slipping, allowing you to refocus before you become too distracted. Regular mindfulness practice, such as meditation or deep breathing exercises, can strengthen your ability to focus over time. In some cases, external tools and techniques can help you improve focus. For example, you might use noise-cancelling headphones to block out distractions, or you might listen to music or white noise that helps you concentrate. Some people find that certain apps or tools, such as focus timers or productivity trackers, can help them stay on task. Experiment with different methods and find what works best for you. The goal is to create an environment and routine that allows you to maintain consistent focus without getting bogged down by distractions. Ultimately, mastering focus is about creating the conditions that allow you to stay fully engaged with the task at hand. It requires intention, discipline, and a commitment to minimizing distractions. But the benefits of developing strong focus are immeasurable. When you can focus deeply on your work, you become more productive, more creative, and more efficient. Your work improves, your goals become more achievable, and your sense of accomplishment grows. Focus is not a skill you are born with. It's a skill you can develop with practice. So, commit to mastering focus and watch how it transforms your ability to achieve your goals and realize your potential. Chapter 9. The Power of Resilience and Bouncing Back from Failure. Resilience is the ability to recover from setbacks, adapt to adversity, and keep moving forward despite challenges. It is a quality that all successful individuals possess in abundance, and it is one of the most crucial traits in the pursuit of long-term success. Life is filled with obstacles, failures, and unexpected turns, but the ability to bounce back from these setbacks is what separates those who give up from those who continue to strive toward their goals. Resilience is not just about surviving tough times, it's about thriving through them, learning from them, and emerging stronger. In this chapter, we will explore the importance of resilience, how to build it, and how it can help you achieve your personal and professional goals. At its core, resilience is about having the mental and emotional strength to face adversity without letting it derail your progress. Setbacks, failures, and disappointments are an inevitable part of life. No one is exempt from facing challenges, whether in their personal lives or their careers. What makes the difference, however, is how we respond to these challenges. Some people let failure define them, allowing it to diminish their self-worth and stop them from moving forward. Others use failure as a learning experience, as an opportunity to grow and evolve. Resilient individuals are not immune to failure. Rather, they have the ability to rise above it and keep going. They know that failure is not an end, but a stepping stone on the road to success. One of the key components of resilience is the ability to reframe failure. Often when we experience failure, we view it through a negative lens. We think of it as a reflection of our inadequacy, a sign that we are not good enough, or that our goals are unattainable. However, resilient people see failure as an opportunity to learn, adjust, and improve. They don't dwell on the negative emotions associated with failure, but instead focus on what they can learn from the experience. By reframing failure in this way, you can shift your mindset from one of defeat to one of growth. Instead of thinking, "I failed, and that's the end," think, "I failed, but I can learn from this, adjust my approach, and try again." This shift in perspective is essential for developing resilience and overcoming obstacles on the path to success. Another critical aspect of resilience is the ability to maintain a positive mindset in the face of adversity. It's easy to feel defeated when things don't go as planned, especially if you've put in a lot of time, effort, and energy into a project or goal. However, resilient individuals understand the importance of staying positive, even in the most difficult circumstances. A positive mindset allows you to stay focused on solutions rather than problems. It helps you maintain the belief that things can improve, that challenges can be overcome, and that success is still possible. When you maintain a positive outlook, you are more likely to take proactive steps toward overcoming obstacles rather than succumbing to feelings of helplessness. Resilient people don't give up. They stay focused on the future and remain determined to find a way forward, no matter how difficult the situation may seem. Perseverance is a key trait of resilient individuals. It is the ability to keep going even when the road is long, difficult, and uncertain. The path to success is rarely smooth, and there will always be bumps along the way. But resilient individuals are able to persevere through these challenges, staying committed to their goals and continuing to take action, even when the going gets tough. They understand that success is not guaranteed overnight, and that achieving meaningful goals requires sustained effort over time. Perseverance is what allows you to keep moving forward when you feel like giving up, to keep putting in the work when the results aren't yet visible. It's the willingness to continue despite obstacles, setbacks, and failures. Resilient people embrace perseverance as a necessary component of success, and they know that every step forward, no matter how small, brings them closer to their goals. Another important factor in building resilience is developing emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is the ability to understand, manage, and express your emotions in a healthy and constructive way. It involves being self-aware of your feelings, recognizing how your emotions influence your thoughts and actions, and regulating your emotions in response to challenging situations. People with high emotional intelligence are better equipped to cope with stress, manage frustration, and handle difficult situations without becoming overwhelmed. They are also more able to empathize with others, which can help them build strong support networks during times of adversity. By developing emotional intelligence, you can improve your ability to remain calm and composed during stressful situations, which is essential for resilience. Building a support network is another crucial aspect of resilience. No one can go through life's challenges alone. Having a strong network of friends, family, colleagues, or mentors can provide you with the emotional support and encouragement you need to bounce back from setbacks. Resilient people recognize the value of surrounding themselves with individuals who uplift them, offer guidance, and provide perspective during difficult times. A strong support network can help you navigate adversity, brainstorm solutions, and remind you of your strengths and capabilities when you feel discouraged. Don't be afraid to reach out to others when you need help. Vulnerability and asking for support are not signs of weakness, but signs of strength. Self-care also plays an important role in building resilience. When we face adversity, it's easy to neglect our physical and emotional well-being. We may work longer hours, sacrifice sleep, or push ourselves beyond our limits in an attempt to overcome obstacles. However, neglecting self-care can lead to burnout, which ultimately undermines our ability to be resilient. Taking care of your body and mind is essential for maintaining the energy, focus, and clarity needed to overcome challenges. Make sure you prioritize sleep, exercise, healthy eating, and relaxation. Practice mindfulness or meditation to reduce stress and enhance emotional resilience. By nurturing your body and mind, you ensure that you are physically and emotionally prepared to face whatever challenges come your way. Adaptability is another key element of resilience. Life is unpredictable, and the ability to adapt to changing circumstances is crucial for success. Sometimes the path you initially set out on may no longer be viable, or you may encounter new challenges that require you to change direction. Resilient individuals are flexible and open to change. They understand that plans don't always go as expected, and they are willing to adjust their approach when necessary. Adaptability also means being able to learn from mistakes and incorporate those lessons into future actions. It means being open to feedback, willing to pivot, and ready to try new strategies if the old ones aren't working. Resilience is not just about bouncing back from failure. It's about being able to adapt and thrive in the face. One of the most powerful ways to build resilience is to embrace a growth mindset. A growth mindset is the belief that your abilities and intelligence can be developed through hard work, dedication, and perseverance. This mindset contrasts with a fixed mindset, which holds that your abilities are static and cannot be changed. People with a growth mindset view challenges and setbacks as opportunities to learn and grow. They understand that failure is not an indication of their limitations, but a chance to improve. By embracing a growth mindset, you can view obstacles as stepping stones, not roadblocks. Every failure becomes an opportunity to learn, adjust, and become stronger. A growth mindset fosters resilience by encouraging you to keep pushing forward, knowing that each experience, good or bad, contributes to your personal growth. Patience is also a key component of resilience. Success rarely happens overnight, and the road to achieving your goals is often longer and more challenging than you expect. Resilient individuals understand the importance of being patient with themselves and the process. They recognize that progress takes time and that setbacks are just part of the journey. Patience allows you to stay focused on the bigger picture and avoid getting discouraged by short-term obstacles. It helps you maintain a sense of perspective, even when things aren't going as planned. With patience, you can navigate difficult times with grace and confidence, knowing that your efforts will eventually pay off. Finally, celebrating small wins along the way is essential for building resilience. When we are focused on long-term goals, it's easy to overlook the smaller milestones we achieve along the way. However, taking the time to acknowledge and celebrate your progress, no matter how small, helps to build momentum and keep you motivated. Celebrating small wins reminds you that you are making progress and reinforces the belief that success is possible. It's also a powerful way to stay positive and maintain your focus, even when the ultimate goal seems far off. Every step forward, no matter how minor, is a victory worth celebrating. In conclusion, resilience is a powerful force that can help you overcome life's challenges and achieve your goals. By reframing failure, maintaining a positive mindset, persevering through adversity, developing emotional intelligence, building a support network, practicing self-care, adapting to change, embracing a growth mindset, being patient and celebrating small wins, you can build the resilience needed to navigate any obstacles in your path. Resilience is not about avoiding setbacks. It's about learning how to rise stronger from them. By cultivating resilience, you can transform challenges into opportunities and turn setbacks into stepping stones on your journey to success. Chapter 10. Embracing Change and Cultivating Flexibility. Change is one of the few constants in life, yet many people fear it. It's easy to become comfortable with the familiar, to stick to routines that feel safe, and to avoid the unknown. However, the truth is that change is often necessary for growth, and learning to embrace it can be the key to unlocking your full potential. Whether it's a shift in your career, a change in your personal circumstances, or the evolving needs of the world around you, adaptability and flexibility are essential for thriving in a constantly changing environment. In this chapter, we will explore the importance of embracing change, how to cultivate flexibility, and how to use change as an opportunity for personal and professional growth. The first step in embracing change is understanding that change is inevitable. No matter how much we try to resist it, change will always happen. The world around us is in a constant state of flux, and whether it's technological advancements, shifting cultural norms, or changes in the economy, the landscape of life is always evolving. While it's natural to feel discomfort or fear when faced with the unknown, the more we resist change, the more we limit our growth potential. Change is not something to be feared, it's something to be embraced. By accepting that change is a natural part of life, we free ourselves from the stress and anxiety that often accompany it. When we let go of our attachment to the way things were and open ourselves up to new possibilities, we create space for growth, innovation, and progress. Flexibility is the key to navigating change with ease. Flexibility is the ability to adapt to new situations, respond to challenges, and adjust your plans or mindset when necessary. People who are flexible are not rigid in their thinking or stuck in their ways. They are open to new ideas, willing to try new approaches, and capable of pivoting when things don't go as expected. Flexibility is not about being passive or indecisive. It's about being resourceful and willing to embrace different perspectives. By cultivating flexibility, we become more resilient in the face of uncertainty and more open to the opportunities that come with change. One of the most important aspects of flexibility is the ability to shift your mindset. Often, our resistance to change stems from our fixed beliefs or fear of the unknown. We may feel uncomfortable with change because we are unsure of what it will bring, or because we have a strong attachment to the way things were. However, a shift in mindset can make all the difference. Instead of seeing change as a threat, we can view it as an opportunity for growth and improvement. Rather than focusing on what we stand to lose, we can focus on the potential benefits and lessons that change can offer. A growth mindset, which embraces the idea that we can learn and evolve through challenges, is crucial for navigating change successfully. When we approach change with a positive, open-minded attitude, we are more likely to find creative solutions and adapt quickly. In order to cultivate flexibility, it's important to let go of perfectionism. Many people fear change because they worry that they won't be able to adjust or succeed in the new circumstances. This fear often stems from perfectionism, the belief that things must be done in a certain way or that there is only one right answer. However, this mindset can be limiting when faced with change. The reality is that there is rarely a perfect solution, especially when navigating unfamiliar situations. Flexibility requires the ability to make mistakes, learn from them, and adapt as we go. Instead of trying to control every aspect of a situation, focus on progress rather than perfection. Understand that change often involves trial and error, and that mistakes are simply opportunities to grow and improve. Another important aspect of embracing change is developing emotional resilience. Change can be emotionally challenging, especially when it involves loss, uncertainty, or the need to let go of something familiar. Whether it's changing jobs, moving to a new city, or ending a relationship, the emotional impact of change can be significant. Emotional resilience is the ability to cope with these feelings and maintain a sense of stability and balance. Resilient individuals are able to process their emotions and navigate difficult times without allowing their feelings to overwhelm them. This doesn't mean suppressing emotions or pretending everything is fine. Rather, it means acknowledging your emotions and finding healthy ways to cope with them. Practices such as mindfulness, journaling, meditation, or talking to a trusted friend can help you manage the emotional challenges that come with change. Managing expectations is also critical when navigating change. Often our frustration with change comes from unrealistic expectations about how it should unfold. We may expect things to go smoothly, or we may have a specific timeline in mind for how quickly we should adapt. However, change rarely happens according to plan. It often takes longer than we expect, and things may not go as smoothly as we had hoped. By managing our expectations and accepting that change may be messy, uncomfortable, and unpredictable, we can reduce the stress and disappointment that often accompany it. Understand that adapting to change is a process, and it's okay if things don't go perfectly. Patience with yourself and the process is essential for navigating change successfully. One of the most powerful ways to embrace change is to focus on the opportunities it presents. Change often brings new possibilities that we may not have considered before. It can open doors to new experiences, new relationships, and new ways of thinking. When faced with change, try to shift your focus away from what you might lose and instead think about what you stand to gain. Even if the change is difficult or challenging, it's important to recognize the potential for growth that comes with it. For example, changing careers may initially feel daunting, but it could also lead to a more fulfilling job or better work-life balance. Moving to a new city may be intimidating, but it could also provide new opportunities for personal growth and new experiences. In addition to focusing on the opportunities that change presents, you can transform the way you view it and make it easier to embrace change. While change is often unexpected, there are ways to position yourself for success when it does come. Being proactive means staying informed, anticipating potential changes, and preparing yourself mentally and emotionally for what lies ahead. For example, if you know that changes are coming in your industry or career, take the time to learn new skills or gain new experiences that will help you adapt. If you're going through a personal transition, such as a move or a change in relationships, take steps to ensure that you are emotionally prepared and supported. By anticipating change and taking proactive steps, you can reduce the anxiety and uncertainty that often accompanies it. Building a support system is also crucial when navigating change. Having a strong network of friends, family, colleagues, or mentors can provide you with the guidance, encouragement, and emotional support you need to navigate change successfully. Change can feel isolating, especially if you are going through it alone, so having people to lean on can make all the difference. A support system can help you process your emotions, offer different perspectives, and remind you that you are not alone in your journey. Don't be afraid to ask for help or seek advice when navigating a major change. Reaching out to others can help you gain the confidence and strength to move forward. One of the most valuable lessons in life is that change is often the catalyst for growth. While it may feel uncomfortable or unsettling at first, change has the potential to push us outside of our comfort zones and challenge us to become better versions of ourselves. Change forces us to adapt, think creatively, and find new ways of solving problems. It encourages us to take risks, embrace uncertainty, and push through obstacles that we might otherwise avoid. Without change, we would remain stagnant, never discovering new possibilities or unlocking our true potential. The more we embrace change, the more we open ourselves up to growth, opportunity, and personal transformation. In conclusion, embracing change and cultivating flexibility is essential for thriving in an ever-evolving world. By understanding that change is inevitable, shifting your mindset, letting go of perfectionism, developing emotional resilience, managing expectations, focusing on opportunities, being proactive, building a support system, and recognizing the growth potential of change, you can navigate life's transitions with confidence and ease. Change is not something to fear, it's something to embrace. It is through change that we grow, evolve, and become the best versions of ourselves. Embrace change, and you'll find that it is one of the most powerful forces in your life. Conclusion: the power of now. As we conclude this journey through the power of now, don't leave anything for later. It's essential to reflect on the central theme that has been woven throughout each chapter: the importance of living in the present moment and taking action today. Life is fleeting, and the most impactful change we can make is through the decisions and actions we take right now. Procrastination and waiting for the perfect time only serve to delay our progress and success. The key to unlocking our full potential lies in our ability to recognize the opportunities in the present, to act without hesitation, and to embrace the mindset of urgency and determination. By learning to overcome our fears, self-doubt, and the tendency to defer important tasks, we can transform our lives in ways we never imagined. When we take action now, we create momentum, build discipline, and set ourselves up for long-term success. The ability to stay focused, embrace challenges, and adapt to change ensures that we don't waste time waiting for a better future, but rather actively create it for ourselves. Throughout this book, we've explored various strategies to develop the mindset and habits necessary for living fully in the present. From cultivating resilience and embracing change to managing time and building a strong work ethic, each chapter provides you with the tools to overcome procrastination and make the most of each moment. Remember, the power of now is not just a concept, it's a way of life. It's about making decisions today that will shape your tomorrow. It's about taking that first step toward your dreams, even if it's small. Every moment is an opportunity to move forward, and the more you focus on taking action now, the more progress you'll see in your life. Don't leave anything for later, because later may never come. Start today, embrace the present, and trust in your ability to shape the future you desire.